Oh, the Olympics. They bring up stories, they bring up amazing performances, and they bring out the best in human beings. And what we've seen overnight here in Australia is an amazing example of mateship and working as a team with what Cedric Dubler did with supporting Ash Maloney. And today I want to share with you three things that I've found from the Olympics and watching sport that I think we can transfer into our own businesses. So one of them is we're obviously going to talk about his teammate, Cedric Dubler, and what he did for Ash. Number two is we've got to make sure we're peaking at the right time. And number three is we've got to have everything that we need to compete and everything that we need to perform at the right time. Matty Frost, good morning. Welcome everybody to JTInTheRaw, show 252, where I chew the thin on business, and after 31 years in business, I have just a few thins to chew. So I thought this morning, while we're on this whole Olympic roller coaster of emotions, why not focus on a couple of really great examples that we can take out from watching and transfer that into our business? And what does that look as leadership and as business leaders? So the first one, let's analyze what happened overnight. So for many people, while we were sleeping, the decathletes were competing in the final event. Let's paint the picture. I don't think Australia's ever won a decathlon medal. So we've got an opportunity for Ash Maloney to win his first ever medal himself, but also for our country, our first decathlon medal. His teammate, way behind on points, is not going to win. But his teammate has a strength in the 1500 metre run. A strength way greater than Ash Maloney's. A strength where if he ran at his best, he would have gone up the ladder board. However, what did this young man do? And this will become an iconic image, an iconic component of what competing at the Olympics is all about, and potentially will be used by Australian athletes for years to come. He knew he couldn't get a medal, and rather than try to look at his best personal performance, he ran side by side with Ash Maloney, and he talked him through 1,500 metres of pain and torture to ensure that Ash Maloney beat his nearest competitor so that he could take the bronze medal. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Well, I think I just saw Luke Carlson there. Can you believe that this guy is running side by side, talking his mate through a run so that his mate can win a medal? That's selflessness. That is true leadership. That is saying, I am putting our team, I am putting you before me. What a lesson for us as leaders. What a lesson for us to be running side by side with our teammates and cheering them on to perform to their best ability so that the team wins and benefits. That individual gets the commission check, that individual walks away with an amazing result. You can do that too. Take the 4 minutes, it's sub 4 minutes I think, but watch the 4-minute 1500 metre race from the decathlon last night, and you can learn so much on how you would lead your team by just watching one person, and that is Cedric Dubler. Just watch Cedric. Watch what he says. There's your lesson. The second one. Is anyone else amazed at how well, both in the swimming, in the track and field, the beach volleyball, the basketball, people peak at the right time? 3 weeks ago, the Americans thought that the US Dream Team was the US Nightmare Team. They lost to Australia in a warm-up game. They lost to France. They lost in the Olympics. They lost to France. They lost to Argentina in a warm-up game. But I know the great Pop, the great coach, has got them primed when they need to be at the gold medal. We've seen athletes hit personal bests to the day. To the day they've hit a personal best in a gold medal race or in the semi-final that they're running their best of their ability at. So us as leaders have to look at our team, and we've got to get our team peaking at the right time. It's impossible for everybody on the planet, in whatever we're doing, to be at a high performing level long term. There will always be peaks and troughs. But our job as a leader of our team is to make sure that our team is performing at its highest when we need them at their highest. And then we have to give them the time to come down. We've got to give them that time to celebrate that success. We need them to recover, and then we can go again. And we reset our goals and we retarget. But it's fascinating the science behind each one of these athletes' performances, that they've actually nailed it to the day, if not even the hour or the minute, but they've nailed it to the day of that high performance. And point number 3 is that these athletes, they have everything that they need to compete and perform. They have everything that they need to compete and perform. Now, when I talk about that, you're probably thinking, yep, they've got everything. They've got the resources. They've got the coaches. They've got the lifestyle. No. They have everything they need to compete and perform right there in their heart. For example, there was an athlete this week. I'm sure it was Riley Day, ran the 200 metres for Australia. She has everything she needs to compete and perform. Yep, she's got a coach. She has no corporate sponsor. She has no one to support her. She works at Woolies. So the thing that she has to compete and perform is in her heart. It's her attitude. It's her mindset. Who controls that? Riley Day controls that. I think if we looked at the athletes, whether they were swimmers, whether they were track and field, rowers, whatever sport that we look at, one commonality would be heart and mindset. They don't necessarily, it doesn't matter what country they're from, they don't have the money, they may not have the resources, they may not have the science to allow them to perform well. They have their heart, they have their mindset. And that is incredibly powerful. And I want to make a confession. I'm going to share with you a little confession. I wanted to see how strong my mind was this week. I went for a run, and I got to this point where I was pretty busted up. I was like doing a bit of a time trial, see how I could, see what event I could make at the Olympics. Just joking. But I thought what I'm going to do is I'm at the bottom of this hill. I'm just going to focus on the top of that hill. Now, if I stay focused on the top of that hill, I'll keep my posture strong. I'll keep my head up, which will help my breathing. I won't buckle over. I'll just focus on that. And I got to about 3/4 up the hill, and I pretty much folded. I folded in half. I looked back down at my feet. Now, these athletes, the people that are competing at the Olympics, their mindset and their attitude is that their head would stay up until they reached that line, till they achieved that goal. And that is what we can learn as leaders. As leaders, we need our team to have the mindset of winners, to have the mindset of strength, to have the mindset, to have the attitude, and to have the heart to keep going. That's what these athletes have. So yes, we might look at them and think they've got everything that they need to compete and perform. It's not the resources, it's what's inside. And as leaders, our job is to bring that out from the people that work with us. So, those 3 again. Working truly as a team. And if you watch what Cedric Dubler did with Ash Maloney last night, you'll see exactly what I mean around working as a team. The selflessness of leadership when we're in a team. That's number 1, working as a team. Number 2, is peaking at the right time, understanding that there are going to be peaks and troughs in performance. And our job of the leader of our team is to ensure our team peak at exactly the right time. Then we give them a chance to celebrate and also allow to recover, because we can't keep them at that high level the whole time. And number 3 is that the athletes competing at the Olympics, they have everything that they need to compete and perform at a high level. Everything is in their heart and their mindset. I hope you've enjoyed JTInTheRaw this week. I hope you've got some ideas for you as a leader in your business, how you manage your business, how you look after your people. We can learn from everything that's around us in all of our surroundings, and the Olympics is a great place to be sitting and learning what these people put themselves through for personal as well as national satisfaction and recognition. It's phenomenal. I take my hat off. I tip my hat to every single one of the Olympians from whatever country they're in, whether they've been knocked out first round or they've kept going all the way through. They are truly amazing human beings, driven to do the very best that they can. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you got any value out of today's show, please hit the share button, and I'll see you same time next week. Catch you on the flip side.